How we doing on this Sunday, you guys? Welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Kat. I've already shuffled the cards, so just ask a question and we'll see what the universe and your spirit guides have to tell you. I always do love readings on Sundays, so this is for specifically soulmate or twin flame connections, but even if you're not in a connection that feels like a soulmate connection or you have no idea what a twin flame is, it's okay. Whatever questions you have about love, let's see if they resonate. All right, so let's get started. Ooh, we have the Knight of Wands, some Leo energy, also Cancer, but it is in reverse. Let's see what else we got going on for our present position. And the King of Wands. Okay, a lot of power that we're stepping into. And then this card came up last reading as well. We also have the Eight of Cups. All right, let's get another little clarifier on this. So I always do things in threes. That's just one of my favorite numbers. So, okay, this makes sense. Our What's That Hand card is the Five of Swords. So recently you've experienced some past resentment, some kind of challenge came up for you, especially in correlation to love. Like you had a desire to reconcile this connection and make amends, but it looks like the other person walked away. So there is a desire to forgive here. I'm not quite sure if that's from you or your person in mind, but let's just go a little deeper into this. Yeah. You're fearing this loss and changes, but the other person was just trying to seek some freedom. Aquarius energy is coming up, any of the air signs too. Okay, so what's at hand? We obviously know that there's some past resentment. You're probably a little angry or upset with the person for walking away from this connection, but it's okay, right? There's always a silver lining. They obviously needed to walk away to find themselves, to step into this freedom, and to reconcile things within their own lives and within themselves and their soul searching. So for our recent past placement, I always say recent past is like a few days to a few weeks, potentially a few months, but it's recent, right? It's not, we're not talking about a few years ago. All of our air signs and fire signs are relevant for this. It doesn't have to be, but could be in your placement. It could be in this person's placement, or maybe you guys are just picking up on those energies. So there was a lot of passion here, but it was scattered energy. There was some kind of delay for whatever reasons, and that definitely made you frustrated. So typically the Knight of Wands comes in hasty, right? So that could have been the beginning of this connection where you guys just felt the sparks. It was off to the races right away, but then this person pulled back or there was some kind of delay. Yeah, it all feels like an adventure here. It was very impulsive though, so maybe that impulsivity scared them a bit and they had to pull back. Or it could have been factors, because this is an adventure card when it's in its upright position. So maybe you guys met somewhere and then once the energy kind of simmered down, you know, maybe you guys weren't physically together anymore to keep that passion going. But there was obviously some kind of situation that came in the middle of this. It could also be like a passion project. So maybe somebody knew that they had to pull back their energy from the love connection because they were working on something special and they needed to put all of their energy and attention back to that. So let's see. That could have also been what's happening in your mind or that person's mind, that you were feeling angry or frustrated, or maybe they were feeling angry and frustrated that they had lacked getting the momentum going for those passion projects or their career focus because they then started to instill in you, whether it was verbally communicated or not. This is so interesting because I just was listening to another reading earlier, and it said that we're in this era of the iguana energy, and there's a little iguana, a little lizard on this card. So interesting. Okay, maybe look that up. Iguanas could have some kind of correlation to you or your situation. Okay, so I'm picking up on your energy. You're definitely a natural leader because this is in our physical form, right? A physical form or our present position on a timeline. You're a visionary, you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're starting your own business. Maybe both of you guys had some passion projects going, and then once this connection just got, swirled into that whirlwind of passion and emotions, both of you kind of got frustrated and scared and, angry with yourselves, not even just each other, because you kind of pulled back your focus from the big picture or your entrepreneurship. But this is all about overcoming challenges, right? We're maturing through these lessons. This is a very career-focused person. Okay, I'm picking up on both of your energies since it is in the physical placement. A lot of fire here. So either you're a fire sign or they're a fire sign. Or now in this timeline of present, you're recognizing that you have to pull your focus and energy back into that bigger picture, get the fire back under your butt, take that seat back into your throne, and they've got their staff, their wand of power back in hand, and they're looking forward towards the future. Yeah, so it's just saying, like, no matter what those challenges were in the past, and even though we are obviously still dealing with some resentment and a desire to reconcile and come back together from this separation, you're being guided to really focus on the bigger picture here. It was cloudy. It was cloudy in both of the previous placements, but now it's definitely, I'm getting ringing in the ear. Okay. Definitely having some kind of spiritual awakening, or somebody's thinking about you. Maybe they're chiming in right now too, or they're looking at you right now. Interesting. But we have sun energy coming in with this fire sign, and there's definitely a bright sky ahead of you that King of Wands is looking out towards. Okay, just to be mindful of, Pisces energy in the future, water sign, could be you or your person again. Again, future placement, it could be this week, it could be within a month. I don't think it's too far off. We're still feeling some kind of disappointment. You're feeling a little left out, abandoned, or withdrawing your energy. Finally, you're recognizing maybe because they abandoned you that you have to withdraw and kind of go back to focusing on yourself. This could also be your person's energy, that there's just some kind of escapism, like they're trying to leave this behind and walk away from the situation. But what they don't recognize is that there's the Eight of Cups behind them. So they're trying to turn away thinking that what they're doing is making the better decision, walking away, right? Escaping from their emotions, because cups are an emotional suit. But it's honestly going to lead them towards more disappointment. And it's going to lead you towards feeling abandoned even more, which isn't great. We have moon and sun energy coming in, but more moon. So for whatever reasons, this is what their intuition is guiding them towards, right? They're following that path of the moonlight away from the emotional challenges, I'll say. And they're choosing to go on a journey forward. Again, it is also a card of business and decisions. So they're thinking right now that absolutely they're just needing to focus on themselves, and in order to bring in the practicality back to their life and focus on their skill sets, they are choosing a bit of the ego to walk away from the emotional heaviness of this all and making those choices, choosing to withdraw. But it's not a bad thing, because remember, it does also give you the opportunity to focus on the energy currently of what's going on for you. And this is to step into a leadership role, to bring your own attention and focus back to your career. So let's just get some more clarifiers on this. Again, I already shuffled all of my decks. I pull a lot of my love decks for Sundays. So we'll go with the angels. What do your spirit guides and angels have to tell you about this romantic connection here? And again, even if you don't have anybody specifically in mind, this might be foresight into a future connection. I always say, again, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be a few months, but I really don't think it's anything beyond a few months. All right, so clarifier on this Five of Swords. Okay, we have religious factors coming up here. So it says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. It doesn't always have to correlate to religion. This is just a card that lets me know there is some kind of difference of culture. Maybe you guys grew up in different places. You guys had a different upbringing with what your families and you believe in. Or one of you or both of you could have stepped into this spiritual path of awakening and started to awaken the other, which definitely creates a big challenge, right? When you're faced with this spiritual awakening, it's not an easy thing. You don't just wake up to rainbows and butterflies. It's like the transition within the cocoon of the butterfly. It's a metamorphosis, and it's probably painful and a grueling process, which takes a lot of patience. But this is obviously one of the conflicts and disagreements that you guys had with this Five of Swords in reverse. Yeah, whatever resentment here. It's like one of you or both of you want to reconcile and make amends with this connection and see past these differences or whatever factors came into play to create this challenge of why the separation occurred. But it's had something to do with their upbringing. Maybe their family just didn't agree with the connection. But for whatever reason, these are factors that played into your love life. Okay, clarifier for this Knight of Wands in reverse, please. It says to free yourself. It was in reverse, doesn't mean the opposite, but it says it's time to take back control of your life. So considering that it was in reverse as well as the Knight of Wands was in reverse and it's in the past placement, you were being very reluctant in trying to control the situation rather than go with the flow and honor divine timing. And that is another reason why there was even more of a delay and some frustration here, right? You're scattering the energy, especially if you guys are soulmates. You have this divine connection, right? So if your soul is feeling something energetically, that's also a projection onto their soul. So if you are needing to be in control all of the time, it honestly acts like the opposite of what you want. It starts to repel your person from coming towards you. And that is why this Knight of Wands is not moving as fast as he typically would towards the passion and taking this inspired action. But it doesn't mean that you can't get back on the right path. It's just a reminder that recently mentally you have been barricading yourself, right? We've got the unicorn. I love the unicorn. Woo! In a cage. Like, you've put yourself in the cage because obviously, look at that fence is super short. If the unicorn were to just stand on all 4 feet, hold on, let me pick up this card. Of course, they want to fly away from me. If the unicorn were to stand on all 4 feet, then it could recognize that it has the magic and the power to just leap right over that cage. So you have the power to free yourself, but until you do, you are creating even more of a delay within this connection. Again, these rules can always be reversed. Maybe it's your person who is caging themselves, but it's just a reflection. So you guys are kind of doing it to one another, no matter who it stems from initially. All right, clarifier on the King of Wands. This is a past life relationship. Okay, so we are getting another sense of potentially a twin flame connection. Stonehenge is here in the back. Look how beautiful this card is. So somebody could live in the UK. I'm getting Scotland, English vibes. I don't know, it has a Nordic symbol engraved on the stone there, if you can see that. I don't know. Is that right here? Look that up. It's just a circle with a cross in the center. I don't know the significance behind that, but there's also a thistle, some purple flowers in the back, and some pink roses. It says, you've known each other before. The fact that it was in reverse when I picked it up does tell me that maybe one of you, probably you if you're in this chosen collective, right, you are aware if you're watching these kind of videos that this is a past life relationship, but the other person was probably reluctant or just not fully in that spiritual awakening yet to believe or understand this kind of stuff just yet. But the man is craving you, and the woman's craving just as much. Again, this could be same sex as well. I'm just reading energies, but the masculine and the feminine are definitely both still thinking about each other, and he wants to come in, but he's coming in from behind her. So don't get dirty, guys. He's embracing her from behind, and she's kind of turned away, like she loves it and she wants to fall back into this union, but she's almost like pushing him away. She's got this hand on his thigh that like is a partial grip, but also kind of like, I shouldn't do this. No. Because again, she knows that she's meant to be a leader and see the bigger picture. Yeah, somebody's a visionary here. Somebody is overcoming these challenges and recognizing that they first need to be career focused. And that's going to then lead to both the feminine and the masculine maturing to prepare for this union again in the current life. But that's awesome. You guys have a past life relationship. Maybe you guys were alive in the UK sometime previously. Love that. Okay, we are going to clarify this water sign, heavy Pisces, 8 of Cups. Again, in reverse. Interesting. Finances and career. I knew it, that this was all correlated about somebody really focusing on their career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So in your future placement, or again, on an intuitive soul level, they're just really walking away because they need to focus on themselves and building their finances or their career. They're thinking that walking away from you will lead to less disappointment if they just focus on themselves. But I was picking up on the energy again from that past life relationship that you guys both want to come into union, but they're just thinking that it would be less heartache potentially to just take the path alone in solitude and work on themselves. Yeah, that's what Spirit's guiding them to do right now. Okay, more clarifiers on this. Again, I already shuffled, so I just want to save some time for these videos because I know I've been going too long with it. Clarifier on these different factors being a challenge. Ooh, 10 of Cups for our What's at Hand placement. That is beautiful. I told you the sun is shining ahead of you. So it says happiness, family, harmony, and emotional stability. Yeah, you guys will definitely come back together again. There's a lot of happiness to be had here. And emotionally, you're going to overcome these challenges. You will forgive each other. I love this. family harmony. So potentially you're even going to have kids with this person or start a family together. I love this. We've got a picnic outside. You're under the sun. Such clear skies. So we're overcoming this this cloudy energy that was in the past, right? Beautiful. So focus on the bigger picture. What's at hand? It's leading towards this happiness and the warmth of the sun with this reconnection. Clarifying on this Knight of Wands and freeing ourselves, overcoming this delay. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it felt like a burden. You really stressed them out. There was a lot of anxiety here. They kind of felt defeated. Or maybe you felt burnt out. Again, roles could be reversed. 10 of Wands is a fire sign too. Yeah, it's like it all, since this is in the past placement, it started so fast. It was so hot and heavy, but then it got burnt out really quick. And it just created anxiety. Even though it was such a beautiful connection, it almost got off the ground too fast, which is why somebody had to feel like they had to like cage themselves and pull back. Yeah, there's some frustration here though. Both of you guys are stressed out about it. Okay, clarifying this King of Wands and past life. 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So it is a foundation card, but it does stem through insecurities. So they're putting up these walls, these boundaries and limits because they think that it's the right choice, right? In order to step into that leadership role. They think that being in a holding energy, they will find that success, right? But on the ego end of the spectrum, it could lead to some possessiveness, hoarding, insecurities, and just being a little stingy. Sometimes this correlates to finances, but if we're speaking on an emotional level, they set these boundaries, but they're not doing it in a manner that is fully kind. I think it is a little selfish sometimes when this card comes out. But yeah, I don't think that they're ready yet. They're very limited right now to see the depths of this connection of being a past life. They're kind of stubborn. They've closed the doors. Look at, doors are closed. Gorgeous. Somebody lives in Europe or the UK because we've had multiple cards with the Stonehenge and these doors. Definitely, these doors don't exist in the United States. It's too beautiful. But there's a lot of insecurities here. They're still holding back emotionally. Okay, and then finances and career. Why are we escaping? Why are they escaping? 8 of Cups, walking away. You can't make this stuff up. So yeah, you've got 2 cards that's walking away, leaving behind. They're letting go. Like literally, you can't make this up. I just want to show you guys. Is it clear? Both cards say the exact same thing. So they're thinking that they're making the better choice to walk away in solitude. But it's the 8 of Cups. They're walking away from these emotions. It's just so challenging. It brings up so many emotions for them that they're just not ready to handle. It brings up insecurities, anxiety, stress, and they're like, I'd rather just not deal with any of that and go on my walk alone, avoid it 100%. And they're focusing on their career. Okay. Yeah, their absolute decision for the near future. So again, could be a few weeks, could be a few months tops, is just to focus on their business, whatever that may be. But you guys, the bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. It's my union card. It's soulmate connection. It says soulmate, unity, close bonds, spiritual connection. I knew it. We have soulmates here, or a twin flame union, because we have two twin cups and you guys are both full at the same capacity there. But if you notice, like, one was already full and the other one is being filled right now. So that's so beautiful. They are maturing through this solitude. The spiritual connection will grow closer, but they have to grow alone, unfortunately, first. So beautiful. Okay. Let's get some messages here. We've got 3 more decks to choose from. It might get froggy and pull some numbers for you. Romance and love, clarifying that challenge of the 5 of Swords, and then to the 10 of Cups. Yeah, you're on the right path. So I know it's a challenging path, but it does lead towards happiness. Love is a beautiful journey and you're on the right path. Yeah, the seaside, look at this, beautiful. Pink flowers mean something. They've come up in a few different cards. I'm just feeling like this is giving like Scotland or Ireland vibes. Seaside. Clarifying, freeing ourselves and getting out of this delay. 10 of Wands. So we're moving out of the stress. Again, you can't make this up. We've got these, yeah, look at these 2 cups again, and they're clanking. Pink flowers mean something. What did I say? Pink and purples. They're showing up a lot. So in the past, you guys felt this. You were celebrating this connection. It felt amazing. It felt just like the 2 of Cups. You guys knew that there was this spiritual connection. You knew that there was real love here and a real, I'm going to pull that card again. You guys knew it 100,000% that this was a true unity, a true soul bond. It says, today, celebrate the love that you share with those who matter most. So today, it's just a reminder to be grateful for coming into contact with that union, even though this was in the past, right? You were celebrating each other back then. Clarifier on the, oh, I looked at the bottom of the deck instead, but I'm going to pull it. Dreams. So clarifying over that 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, the bigger picture, right? We're still dreaming about each other. Look to your dreams. They hold all the answers that you seek. I write down my dreams every single morning. Like the second I get up, even if it doesn't make sense and it's a really random scattered dream emotionally, I still write it all down. Pink flowers. Again, she's holding on to a pink flower. She's got pink flowers on her dress. Means something. Head is in the clouds. Currently, I don't think that, yeah, you know that this is a past life relationship, 100%, and you're still dreaming about it. But this is just a reminder, kind of get your head out of the clouds and start to focus on the bigger dreams, which are your goals of leadership, entrepreneurship. There is a bigger picture here, and we're only going to mature through staying career focused, is what that other card was saying. So you have to create some boundaries and limits yourself, not on the ego end of things, but so all of your dreams can manifest, not just the love one, because the love one doesn't come in until we take the other one seriously. And then we've got window. 8 of Cups is clarified by the window. So yeah, they walked away. They were trying to leave this behind, but there's still a window open. A new adventure in love is coming. Get ready. I definitely sense union coming back together. And pink frickin' flowers again. It's not like every single card in this deck has pink flowers. A lot of them do, but not every single one of them. So maybe when you guys do come back into union, you're going to see a lot of these gorgeous flowers. Maybe springtime. I don't know. I'm just getting the sense of that. But I'm also getting like winter vibes here. I don't know. No, they walked away in fall. This is fall vibes. All the leaves are on the floor already. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that disappointment, the withdrawal won't last too long. Wow, you just have flowers everywhere. That means a lot of abundance. Look at, she's got flowers all here within the water. So yeah, definitely heavy Pisces or my water signs coming up. We have water in a lot of these placements, some air, some fire. Really beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. I've got 2 last decks, which give me some messages. I'll pull this one first. Spirit says to have more faith and trust for our what's at hand position. That speaks for itself. If you want this 2 of Cups, then recognize and trust that you're on the right path. You are overcoming these challenges or whatever factors came into play between you guys. And the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. The emotions are there. The connection is there. And you just have to trust it. It's all about divine timing and trusting spirit. So freeing ourselves from these delays and any setbacks and all of that anxiety and stress, there is celebration on the other end of it. If you have a specific question, it says no to your question. So this is, again, recent past or what's happening for you mentally. I feel like some of you guys have a block, right? So like this, am I living in Delulu? Why am I still thinking about this person even though they walked away from this connection? Are they, do they not love me anymore? Did they never care for me like that? Was it all a lie? And those kind of lies that we tell ourselves that the ego starts to feed into the brain is just there to distract you, right? You have to stay in Delulu. That's the Solulu. So Spirit's saying no to that negativity, to any of those like negative thoughts coming through. Clarifying the 4 Pentacles and dreaming about this past life connection, standing on your power. It says soon, and this is our present position. So in the physical, they're coming together soon. That's really good. Remember, I always say soon is like 3 months tops, really, for me. This financial career stuff, what's happening? I know that they walked away, that they were trying to escape this, but there's still that window there that's open. So Spirit says, Spirit is working with you. Trust. You're being guided. Always. Spirit is working with you. They're trying to have them see through this window, right? That there is that connection there. There is this abundance on the other side of the window. But I'm just getting the sense that it's going to, we have to let fall pass. Maybe winter will come, and then the abundance is going to start to grow and flourish, and all of these flowers come back out. But Spirit is working with you. You're divinely guided. There is definitely a connection here. Yeah, just to clarify, some of the cards in these decks are not so nice. They're like, nope, the union was never a thing. It's a false lover, doom and gloom, right? But like, for you to get all of these beautiful cards, that really says something. Okay, clarifying the 10 of Cups and being on the right path. Yes. Okay. Remember, our what's at hand is originally the 5 of Swords. So there's resentment. There is a desire to reconcile on both ends, but they're just faced with this challenge and they had to walk away. And it says, I'm not emotionally available right now. That's the what's at hand currently for us. Even though they know that there was such a beautiful connection there, that you guys have that 10 of Cups potential, but there's some kind of factors, obviously emotional, financial, that were just coming in between you guys. Clarifying this delay within the celebration of this connection. I think time apart is best for us right now. That's what they were thinking in the recent past. Or you. You could have been the one to separate this connection. And it was. Ultimately, even though it sucks, yeah, nobody likes time apart, this was necessary for you guys to both mature and grow past these lessons. Clarifying this past life relationship and the Four of Pentacles, any kind of boundaries or insecurities that came up, and seeing the bigger picture to soon realize our dreams. It says, I am scared of getting hurt, so I act like I don't care. Wow. That really says a lot, because that's in the physical right now placement. Yeah, that they crave this. It's like they know on a soul level that you guys have such a deep connection with this past life stuff, but they're just setting these limits, these boundaries, and being like holding back their emotions because they're scared of getting hurt, and they're just trying to stay career focused. But it says, look to your dreams as they hold all the answers that you seek. So if it's the cross watcher here, or like you're the person who set the separation, then this is a reminder, you don't ever have to fall into fear. There's something to be said to be vulnerable and to just take that leap of faith and trust into the universe, because that's what the cards have told us before. But I think soon they're getting over these scared emotions. And then to clarify this walking away energy and start to trust in the spirits helping us and seeing through this window on the other side. This is so funny. Our people, they've got jokes. I'm going to pull another clarifier because it says, I think you're funny. I think you're very funny. Your lover's got jokes. They've got a sense of humor. Maybe they Spirit's just saying to me that they have this sense of thinking all of this kind of like hogwash that came to me, or it's like it's too granola for them. It's a little funny that we seek out this magical advice, but in a sense they still believe it, right? Or else they wouldn't be attracted to your little delulu emotional self. So that's funny. They're very funny too. Just another clarifier. I want to make new memories with you in our future placement. Yeah, both people are definitely still, and very much so, I don't want to say in love with each other, but you're definitely still thinking about each other. There is still a lot of love there. The connection is still strong, even if you guys are in separation right now, no communication, no contact. They're still thinking about you, and they want to come back together again when the time is right. You just have to trust in divine timing. But they want to make new memories with you. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are my 6 decks. 39 minutes exactly. So I love you guys. I hope that these messages correlated. We are here to make more magic, whether people think it's funny or not. I love you. This was Pure Premonitions. My name's Kat again, and like and subscribe if this resonated with you. All right, see you guys next time. Happy Sunday.